And, and also hello to everybody who's watching this live at home. So hello everybody at home. Welcome to the PvP tournament final and quarterfinal kind of thing.
Third and fourth place, we have the actual final, and we have the players versus devs. That is going to be really exciting. Last year's was a little bit humiliating. I was on the team, undocked, and my Rifter warped to the place, and I found out I didn't have any ammo. Not just, I hadn't loaded my guns, but I didn't have anything in my cargo hold, so hopefully better this year.
Yeah, just to introduce ourselves, this is CCP Soundwave, who you may remember from the quiz last night.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. And I'm Stevie, hello. And I think with that, we should probably bring in our teams for the third and fourth place.
Yes, let's do so. Loki's disciples, please come up here. Now, of course, the teams have a little bit of preparation time. So once they've sat down and we've brought up the other teams, we'll talk a little bit to the commentators, talk a little bit to Claw, make sure that you guys get a load of information about the rules if you haven't been following the tournament, which of course you have, I assume. These young gentlemen will sit down here. And on the other hand, we have Tex L. Please come up, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's give Tex L a massive round of applause. PvP Giants.
PvP Giants. Now, of course, these teams have 10 minutes to prepare. So while they sit here and prepare, we have a very, very special set of commentators for you today. We have one commentator that you may or may not remember if you have been watching the Alliance tournament.
Two commentators that if you follow Alliance tournaments.
That is true. We have an Alliance tournament classic as well. Yes. Come on up here, gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Let's give them a round of applause. Experts, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, gentlemen. You have your microphones here. You are, of course, somewhat veterans of the Alliance tournament. Some of you are. T-Days, it was your first Alliance tournament 2 weeks ago. Did you enjoy it?
I did indeed. I enjoyed it very much indeed.
Yes, and Verone, you've been on 12 Alliance tournaments?
Yeah, I think. Something like that.
But who's our newest member, sir? Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Pliskin. I'm a member of Rito, but I've never done the Alliance tournament before, you know.
So you gentlemen, of course, have been at Fanfest. You've seen roundtables, pub crawls, and all that. Are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, hell yes. I mean, we took one of your wonderful colleagues out last night, and I don't know whether he made it to work this morning, in fact.
I heard that you signed 26 Veto members up to his pub crawl.
Yeah, we did. We actually signed up 26 Veto members, and there was 2 other members of Ghost Festival came with us, and I think another 4 just random Eve players.
Superb. T-Days, what has been your favorite part of Fanfest so far?
Obviously, there was the Royal Rumble was good fun the first day, at the PvP tournament, of course, as well. Been a fan of that.
Of course.
And obviously, the highlight was yesterday with the Dev Quiz.
The Royal Rumble, everything. Obviously, you're an expert. Did you show everyone how it was done?
We showed how nano breaches were awesome. Unfortunately, we were given 5 seconds warning that it was the end of the match and couldn't turn them around fast enough to actually get into the beacon. But we did actually survive till the end. So that was good.
That's theory crafting for you. Obviously, this tournament is all about Tech 3 ships. Did you guys have any thoughts about Tech 3 ships going into the Alliance tournament weekend that kind of changed after because we saw them more in action than people usually do on TQ. You get to watch them up close. Verone.
I mean, I knew the Tengu was going to be pretty popular. It's very popular on TQ. It's a hell of a ship. So I had a feeling that there would be a lot of them about. I think we're going to see a lot of them in this final as well.
Well, it is a Tech 3 tournament, so I assume we'll see 1 or 2.
I hope we see 6.
Probably. That'll be a good number. T-Days, how about you? Did any opinions about Tech 3 that changed during the tournament?
I was surprised how few were actually fielded to begin with. I was expecting a lot more people to use them in the first weekends because obviously any skill loss would be easily train-upable between the matches. Yeah,
and I mean on the final weekend we saw some teams that did go on round to round, but still might have lost 1 or 2 and had to deal with the skill loss. But obviously, you know, some of the alliances are in good position and so forth. Should we have seen more?
I definitely think we should have seen more, yeah. I mean, it was, out of the ships that were fielded, a hell of a lot of them were Kaldari. I would have liked to have seen more Lokis out on the field, but I think the people are still kind of theory crafting with them, and they're still trying to work out the best subsystem combinations.
That's probably true. And we have my favorite setup of the tournament, the Red Overlord, five Tech 3 ships that did lose but did very well. We talked about someone has to pick that setup and do it again. Did I just completely overestimate it, or is it a difficult setup to put together?
Obviously, because there's not so much use of Tech 3 at the moment, to actually have practice with these things, a lot of time on Sissy, if you are losing skills between your matches, you have to change the fit a little bit. If you're using the subsystem, it gives a bonus to energy and so on, to power grid. If you've accidentally podded your teammate that you were practicing against and he can no longer fit that setup, it can be a bit tricky.
If you pod your team member during a practice session, you have bigger problems.
Well, it does happen sometimes, accidentally with smart bombs, and you accidentally the whole team.
Is that what happens in Agony?
Occasionally, we do have a promotional podding system whereby when people get promoted through the ranks, they are free for all for everybody else in the corp.
Really? So once you get promoted, anyone can just fly out and shoot you?
Just once.
Just once, okay. What if you missed that announcement?
Then you end up podding people more than once.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, those are the rules.
We can talk to the team captains while we wait for the setup.
Are you sure we can disturb them? They look very focused.
They're not doing anything.
Stevie, go ahead and
I'm going to come say hi. So hello, guys. You stand up for me, sir. Hold the microphone. There we go. Could you introduce your team and who you are?
I'm Sharif Dalaz. I guess I'm the team captain. Our team captain's actually sitting in the audience, so.
I can just see a little shadow of a hand waving from over there.
Yeah. I'm a Care Bear. He's a Care Bear. He flies for Brick Squad. And I have no idea what their names are.
Okay, so this was very much the sort of grab bag team.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's quite good, because we do have these that come to Fanfest and do just meet each other when you get there, and they end up doing very well during the tournament. So
one of the best teams last year was a grab bag team. It was people that met each other 15 minutes before the tournament, I believe. Yeah. And they were friends for life, formed bonds, had kids, all that stuff.
Yeah, moved to Canada, etc. That's cool. So, I mean, you guys obviously haven't been preparing for months for this.
Nope. No.
So, is there a strategy?
F1 through F5 and modules go on the ship. Remember the ammo?
Yes. Yes. Okay, good. Well, thank you very much, and I wish you the best of luck. I'm just going to trot over here now. Oh, we have a team captain on this team. There you go. If you'd like to introduce your team and who you guys are.
Okay. My name is, character name is Nali. This is Laktakar and Dexton. We all fly for Ground Zero, which is a corp that I'm a CEO at. We're all real-life friends, so we come here every year.
Ah, okay. So a bit more prepared maybe than the other team? I'm
not sure if we were more prepared. We're just trying not to fit hull repairs. Ooh. So a little accident yesterday. Other than that, we're just, just having fun. Good.
Do you want to win?
Sure.
I can tell you're psyched.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome CCP Claw onto the stage. Just have the microphone back. Hello, CCP Claw.
Hi.
Hi, Gus.
Hi.
So, we're about to start, are we?
Yeah, we're just about to get these guys logged in on their accounts, and then we're going to start the setup time very soon.
Okay. Now, tell us about this event, because you've organized this event. What are the rules?
This is a 3v3 Tech 3 Cruiser tournament, which is very kind of setup oriented, so most of the skills in winning this go into, well thought out setups and so on. Basically, it's a 10-minute fight. Team with the most amount of ships remaining at the end wins. If there's a draw, the judges will adjudicate based on aggressiveness, in a similar style to boxing or any kind of sport like that.
Nice.
So Tengus lose, basically. And that's pretty much it, really. The fittings allowed Tech 1 modules, basic across the board, Tech 2 weaponry, Tech 2 damage mods, and every ammunition that's ever existed.
And how has it gone so far? Because obviously you've been chaperoning this through the last day and also of competition.
Yeah, it's gone really well. It's been a fantastic tournament. The people have really enjoyed themselves, and we've had some really, really close fights. Yeah, it's been really good to see people coming up with inventive Tech 3 setups.
Now, obviously, you've handled this for 2 years now, so you're a bit of an expert. You also handled the Alliance tournament.
Louder. Better.
Goons! Hello, Goons. Obviously, and so you get to choose whatever you want. What comes into mind when you want to design a tournament?
Just keeping things different and interesting. You know, we have 2 tournaments a year, well, or more with the Alliance tournament and this. And we just like to make sure there's something a little bit different every time, something to keep people thinking on their toes and just make things interesting, really.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good.
Should we get the team started and possibly talk to you a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm going to get these guys logged in. We'll be about 5 minutes, and then, yeah, we'll be good.
Okay. Everyone, thank you. Say thank you to Claw. So, guys, what do you think we're going to see?
Hopefully a hell of a lot of action. I mean, I'd hate to see, like, well, 6 Tengus or something like that, and just a total remote rep circle jerk kind of thing. That would be really boring. Just want to see lots of explosions.
So, Verone, you've, as mentioned, been in 12 tournaments.
Indeed.
What do you think about, because Claw puts these weird things together, you know, you have the Alliance tournament, which has a pretty set format with a few changes. Last year's Fanfest PvP tournament was the mining tournament. This year's
Which was
Tech 3,
awesome.
which was really awesome.
It's quite awesome.
What do you think about these setups?
I think that it's a good thing that the tournament adapts. It's a good change that it adapts with game mechanics and everything's always fresh. I'd actually like to see at some point maybe a reduction in the amount of people you can field in the team, drop it down to 5. And a little bit of relaxation on the rules for ECM and a little bit of relaxation on the rules for what you can fit, allow maybe low-end faction mods, but nothing officer. Just sort of to open things up a little bit.
That's interesting because, T-Days, do you have any points that you change if you could make one change to the Alliance tournament as it is today?
Obviously, just modify the points a little bit, probably remove remote rep again for one tournament at least, and see how that works, because we want more, less turtling and more just basically all out, yeah, boom.
Did you feel that letting one logistics ship doing remote repping, did you feel that impacted the quality of the tournament this year?
It did. I mean, we got to a really horrible stage where we had like the huge just remote rep tanks, and we had 2 logistics ships that were effectively invincible. So yeah, I'm glad they reduced it to 1. Ideally, what I would like to see, just throwing it out there, is no logistics ships at all allowed in the tournament. Maybe limit 1 remote rep per ship.
Not even logistics for transfer?
No logistics at all. I'd like to see everyone running, I'd like to see it skill-based, and I'd like to see everyone running basically local tanking, and just a huge, massive, epic slugfest, basically.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, epic slugfest. Do you know what I'd really like to see? I'd really like to see the Tech 2 Industrials.
Hell yes.
And I don't even mean that as a joke. I really, really love the Industrials, and I love Tyrax for bringing them. And one of the first things I thought of afterwards was like, what could we have done with Tech 2s? And they would be pretty good. I think they would be pretty good. T-Days, would you follow this advice, or am I just rambling?
You could do, but it sort of leads towards elephant-style mammoths and things. So.
But they are effective. You can carry a lot of cap boosters. They have a bit of ECCM, and the Tech 2 ones you can, if not tank, then at least keep alive for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah, certainly the deep space transports are quite good tanking ships, but I don't think they do enough damage to really be in the tournament. And I think we want to kind of avoid low DPS ships actually being in the tournament and just have more in-your-face DPS basically.
So basically, the change you guys would have wanted in the Alliance tournament was more in-your-face action, smashing.
Shooting people in the face.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, introducing the Tech 2 Industrials would be pretty funny, but yeah, I mean, Tyrax did well with his 3 Industrials. It was a bit of a random setup, but yeah, those guys got knocked out. But it's inventive, and you just like to see people bring really ridiculous things to the tournament.
One question I get a lot more than I ever expect to get it is, does Verone have hair under the hat?
I think we should see what's under
the
hat.
I do have hair. It's messy because I haven't slept for like a day and a half, but yeah, I can show you my hair.
Do you guys want to see what's under Verone's hat?
Mother of God.
I'll put it back.
Get out.
This may be the first time I've ever seen you. I know you. I've known you for a while now, and I think this might be the first time I've seen you without a hat.
Yeah, it was, how was it for you?
It was longer than I thought it would be, to be honest.
Nice.
I just
Yeah.
think he looks like Data from Star Trek, but that's just
Yes, sometimes I get paid to be a stunt double, actually.
nice. Well, let's talk about this tournament some more. Now, who took part this time round?
I don't think any of us that stood up here.
None of us who were stood up here did. I commentated we had our guys down. I commentated one of the free-for-alls, one of the Royal Rumbles, but as far as I'm aware, basically our entire tactics, we held a veto party at our apartment on Thursday night, and our entire tournament setup was basically done drunkenly at that party. And we just basically went in, our guys lasted, I think, 3 or 4 minutes, and they just all got flattened.
Well, I think I see where the whole planning thing went wrong.
Yeah.
I think it was probably
Yeah.
when your entire team was epically drunk doing it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, our guys usually fly on TQ, and, well, they usually fly drunk on TQ sometimes, and they're generally fine on there, but I think, yeah, there were copious amounts of alcohol involved.
I think it was like 6 bottles of whiskey gone in about 4 hours. It was insane.
That's nasty. What's the worst thing you've lost when drunk?
I once actually lost a Corbin-fitted Pilgrim to the sentry guns in low sec. It's like full Corbin Dead Space fitting. I was like drunk as hell. I'd had like half a bottle of Johnny Walker. And yeah, I attacked a Rupture on a gate like a 40-day-old character. And I just really didn't know what the hell I was doing. I ended up getting killed by the Rupture and the sentries. Like, just about everything dropped in the can. I was just like, oh my god, this is so horrible. I'm sat in my pod and I can just see this nub and a Rupture like slowly approaching, like 2 billion worth of equipment. And I'm just like, dude, honestly, this has gone so horribly. I'm just gonna go to the station, take it all. I just wanna go home.
Oh.
Stevie, if you'll talk to these young gentlemen, I think I'll sneak around and try if I can get a peek at the setups here.
Ah, that's cheating. I like not knowing until I see it on screen. How about you guys?
Some hints are normally quite useful when commentating.
Yeah. I like the effect of surprise.
But yes, surprise is always good. Well, not always, but generally speaking. Okay, so different sort of question. We've talked about what we think we're gonna see. What would you bring?
Okay.
Not what our guys fielded drunk, pretty much. Anything stands a better chance. I think we're going to see definitely Tengu heavy setups. I'd like to see more Lokis, actually. I think they're very underused. If you get the right loadout and the right configuration of subsystems, they can be a hell of a ship. I mean, you can get one that's basically a vagabond on steroids. So, you know, I think a viable ship, people need to use them more.
And I mean, obviously we have a grab bag team and we have a team that's probably prepped. Does it make a difference?
It depends. I mean, if they met up yesterday, they've had a bit of time to go to the pub, prepare, get drunk, and forget to fit everything on their ship when they actually undock, which is always useful. But yeah, they've plenty of time to sort that out now.
That's good. And we didn't have any login problems like we had last year either. What?
Do we have login problems?
No,
last year?
we had one guy who thought that the password needed to be his actual Eve password and went back to the hotel to get it and then came back.
Yes, yes.
I'm not kidding.
He thought it was the password to his account.
Yes, yes. No.
Which, no, that didn't work out well.
Are we nearly ready?
I think we have just under 5 minutes to go. I believe so. A little bit less than that. I've been walking around sneak peeking, and obviously, as much as I'd like to tell you guys what's there, that would be a bit of an advantage to the other team. But it is going to be interesting. That's all I'll say.
It's just going to be a huge pile of Tengus, isn't it?
It might be. No. Let's see. There's plenty of other good Tech 3 ships, and I'm relatively convinced we'll see that in action. Verone, are you bidding on anything on the silent auction?
I am, yes. I'd like to say that I actually bid for the Eve China Black Dragon dev shirt, and basically the only people who've outbid me all belong to CCP.
It is actually an amazing item. It is, if you've seen the black dev, the China shirt, it's kind of like this one, but it has a dragon in white. But they got 5 shirts that had a black dragon, so it is very, very beautiful. And if it wasn't because I went on the pub crawl and spent all my money, I'd probably be bidding on it as well. But it is very pretty. Another item that I thought was a little bit funny was the period basis region being offered by Goonswarm.
I can probably imagine Eds is sat punching his keyboard.
I was standing next to it reading it, and a player walked up next to me and picked it up and said, "Are they auctioning off my home? What is this?" And it was a Kia member who found out they were selling it because he found the contract. Poor man, poor man.
If Eds is watching this, I'm so sorry. That's horrible.
Yeah, we feel for you, man. We got a spot somewhere in Empire for you. You can come and play with us.
I think it had got nearly as high as 600 whole ISK.
Well, yes, I mean, we do have a live feed for everyone at home who's not at Fanfest, so maybe we should tell them how great Fanfest is, because they're not here.
I don't think I can actually put it into words, to be honest. I mean, we've got the biggest show of our guys here that we've ever had, and I mean, the hospitality's been awesome. It's just generally been an absolute ball. I mean, I can't say a single bad thing about it.
It's been 3 days of geeky awesomeness, basically. Just getting drunk, having a laugh. It's definitely come if you're not here.
Delicious awesomeness.
Certainly, I'll be coming next year. It's awesome. And I've been hanging out with the Veto guys for a little bit of time as well, and they put on the best parties.
You guys do put on some very nice parties.
We try.
I've been here, I think this is my 5th year, and I run into players who have been here all 6 times, and that impresses me so much, because we pretty much live on a small broke island in the middle of nowhere, and people still fly out here to see us, and that makes me so happy. You should give yourselves a hand. You're really cool.
Yeah, you are cool. And some of those times we're sober.
Sometimes sober.
But not all the time.
Not all the time.
No.
But I do want to hug, I actually want to hug all of you at some point.
So everyone afterwards, if you make a line,
Yeah.
he'll come and just, yeah, that's good.
Verone. You want a hug as well? You
Yes,
want the hug as well?
absolutely.
Yeah. For those watching at home, we have a silent auction, which is basically a number of pretty unique items, period basis, one of them. We have a hand-knitten woolen
Eve
sweater,
sweater.
the Eve sweater.
That is awesome.
It is
Made
very
by
nice.
the Hofinator, one of our human resource girls.
Yes.
And
Very talented.
we have the exclusive Eve China black shirt. What else was on there?
There's special custom Eve art, which is pretty cool as well.
Dust art.
Yeah, dust art, which is also very, very cool. We have the Silver Twin, which is the play that Hjalti, CCP Abraxas wrote, which is awesome and was performed yesterday.
Also got one of the Minimatar logos from the Alliance tournament.
Yep,
which has
from
been
the
signed.
set, which is pretty cool. So if there's any Alliance tournament people out there, bid on that, because I don't think it's getting bid on much.
Another awesome thing as well, I was talking to CCP Navigator yesterday when I was putting my failed bids in against CCP. And yeah, there's a couple of player pieces gone in as well. I think Goonfleet have a full little Goonfleet happy set with a little bee and a little sticker and everything. And there was a guy brought in 2 Skull Bunny Garista prints as well that he's done at home. So there's player created stuff in there as well. And since all the money goes to charity, I think it's awesome. You know, people should bid.
So, Verone, when will we see your hat up?
Well, I don't know. We might see it at some point, I guess.
We should make something for next year, Stevie.
Like what?
Something out of clay.
Okay, good.
As long as it's not something out of silver, we're all good.
Yeah, what else has been? We've had the movies this morning, which is pretty awesome. Lots of very cool movies. I believe Clear Skies 2 is on at some point, which is pretty cool. I've got to say, it's a good movie, which is pretty awesome. We also had the Dominion keynote yesterday from Toffi Franz Olofsson, which was amazing, I have to say, as well. And the people at home, I guess, are going to be able to see that soon.
I believe so.
Which is very cool. What else did we have yesterday?
Well, we had the round tables.
Yes, which are cool.
Which I had the pleasure of attending. We had some very, very good player questions. It was a lot of very good feedback, actually. We took many, many notes that we will steal and call our own ideas.
Yeah, the one thing I did enjoy was Asgeir when he did Design Democracy, and basically he had maybe 200 people in a room all designing an Eve ship, and yeah, the results were, let's say, interesting.
Did it end up looking like a Minotaur ship?
It did, yes, actually.
That's what I suspected.
Very vertical.
So, did it have like wings and sails and everything?
It was kind of like a cross between a Naglfar, a Myrmidon, and just a big pile of scaffolding and garbage.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
And and we had the Dominion. We had the quiz.
We had the Alliance panel, which
Alliance
I've
panel
got to
was
say
very
was Darius Johnson is my hero, and
He looked very spiffy in
He
the
did.
aeronaut costume.
yes.
And Morsis Smihi apparently have really weird player meets.
I have heard this.
But
And
they also
other
look
meets.
fun. Yeah. And Eve University, of course.
Yes. Go cool.
Do you, Agony, you teach the PvP classes and so forth. Do you guys compete in any way for students?
Not really. We do have a number of people who've joined us after having left Eve University, because obviously they are more towards the lower skill point players. But we don't compete with them as such, because you join their corporation, whereas we just teach anyone in any corporation.
Okay. Now, obviously, this is the third and fourth place match.
Yes, it is.
Followed, that is the first and second place match. And the winners of this whole thing are going to get some very, very nice prizes, I believe.
I believe they will.
This event is sponsored by Microsoft, which is pretty cool.
Microsoft are our good friends. Let's give them a hand.
And I believe that the winners are getting some very, very nice Microsoft goodies, as well as I can see the Caldari Towers over there as well. I think those, or are they ship models?
They're ship models. Those are just the boxes, Stevie.
Ah, I can't see from over here, but yes, they're also very, very nice. And medals.
And medals.
Which is pretty cool.
I've already seen people with medals.
Yeah, well, that was for the Rock Band yesterday. Oh, there was Rock Band
Rock
as well.
Band and agent missions, I believe.
And the agent missions were also very cool. And the poker tournament, which is good. I like the audience.
Are we just giving medals for everything these days?
And I think so, basically. I didn't get one.
I haven't gotten a medal either.
Yeah, it sucks. But yes, and to the win that, but also, don't they get the opportunity to do something awesome?
I think they get to fight developers.
That's true. The winners of this tournament are going to be fighting the dev team, which is pretty awesome.
And I believe that the dev team is very serious this year.
Yep, they are serious
I've
business.
been told I was not allowed to participate.
You're not.
So they've screened off terrible pilots such as myself, and I think we'll get some pretty hardcore developers.
I believe we have CCP Mindstar. I believe we have
4P.
4P, who is absolutely amazing. And I don't know who the third one is, but
Might be a surprise dev.
I think it might be a surprise dev.
It might be Atropos.
Oh, that would be
very
also
well be
very cool.
Atropos.
He's an Alliance tournament veteran, but it may be someone even better. So we'll have to see.
Yes, and I know that 4P, if anyone travels in low-sec, there's a very good chance that he's killed that person. So
He's a bad man.
He's
Very
a bad man.
man.
He's a hardcore pirate. You can sometimes come into the office at night, and the lights will be out, and he'll be sitting there with a blanket playing you.
It's kind of scary.
A little bit, but also a little bit awesome.
Okay.
Do you think you guys could beat the dev team?
I've tried fighting the dev team once before, Alliance Tournament 4, I think it was. And yeah, we died horribly.
Did you?
Yeah. They brought like this huge stealth bomber blob against us, and yeah, we all just fell apart. And they made me fly Nishtar, which was horrible.
Yeah. CCP Claw, if the tournament is just about ready, do you want to do the kickoff, shoot off, everyone go and go crazy thing? Commentators, are you gentlemen ready? You have your microphones?
So, hi. For the third, fourth place playoff, the Fanfest 2009 Eve 3 PvP tournament. Texel, you ready? Loki's Disciples, you ready? I'm going to count down from 5, and then we're going to begin. What is this noise? Is that Eve noise?
Eve has sound.
Does Eve have sound? Okay. Mr. Director, are we ready? I'll take that as a yes. Thank you. Okay, teams. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
Oh, there we go. Ah, only 2 Tengus this time. Yeah, it's looking good.
Not a single Loki, though. It's a bit disappointing, really. I was hoping to see one.
Based on the name, I was expecting Lokis to be bringing Lokis, but there we go.
Wow. Yeah, and that Legion is just getting pounded to hell.
I know it's holding quite nicely at half armor, so you must have some nice tank on there.
Oh, there we go. I think they're probably remote repping, actually. It looks like it.
Some going in there, yes.
Yeah, it looks like they've got card transfer going as well. Not really much damage shown for the 2 Tengus so far.
One of the Tengus taking some damage now, so hopefully it'll go down soon.
Yeah, because
sorry, I'm not biased, I apologise.
We love explosions. It's nothing to do with Tengus. It's just we like explosions.
And the Legion now obviously repping very hard indeed, and the Tengu not. So
yeah. Basing off this first
Tengu.
minute, this is going to be a long fight, I think.
Yeah, it's looking that way. I mean, we've got a really, really heavy pair of shield tankers on the right-hand side of the screen there, and we've got basically two of the hardest armor tanking ships in the game, pretty much other than the T2s.
Yeah, Tengu are getting down to half shields. Hopefully, it's not being ripped back at the moment. The Legion are completely fine. So, yeah, if I knew which team that was, I would be cheering them on.
Gentlemen, I have a feeling this may be a long fight.
How many cap booters can they fit?
Yeah, you know, if you guys need to like go to the bathroom, maybe go and bid on the silent auction or anything like that, feel free, come back.
Just don't bid on the dev shirt.
Yeah.
Tengu in a bit of trouble there. Definitely not repping back at all. The superior DPS from the Proteus Legion team.
Yeah, you can see there's a hell of a lot of remote armor repping going on there. What? But yeah, I mean, we've seen it a lot in the past with Kildari ships. As soon as you get down through the shield, they've pretty much got paper-thin armor and hull, so that Tengu gets any lower. I think he might actually be passively tanked. I haven't seen a shield booster go off yet.
Well, he's about to pass the threshold, so we'll soon see.
Yeah, we'll soon see. He should get to about 33% roughly, and then he'll tail off from that, and before we know it, hopefully he'll be dead because I don't like Tengus. Sorry.
We're not biased, we just prefer other ships.
Just anyone who brings Tengus, basically, I'm just going to go for the other team. And if they both bring Tengus, then I just hope everyone dies.
Tengu is going to fall to pieces very shortly, and we can all cheer. Hopefully we'll all cheer, won't we?
Yes. We'll have to give a round of applause for the dying Tengu, definitely. But yeah, I mean, that Legion is just, it just shows how well put together these T3 ships are. I mean, they use the Tengu a hell of a lot. I mean, they're probably the most produced ship on TQ in terms of Tech 3, but I mean, that Legion's holding steady very well.
Well, the Legion's got some pace on it as well, so I think that's assisting it against the Tengus there.
Finding a target switch there, and it's going to be too late because the...
And no, wait, we've got a Tengu dying. There's a Tengu dying.
I was saying it's too late to switch targets now when the Tengu's in armor.
And yeah, I think I do not think they're going to break the remote rep and circle of these Proteus in this Legion.
Well, Proteus not quite getting reps in there yet, but there goes the Tengu.
Let's hear it for the Tengu! Yay!
That Proteus is coming back up to a quarter from half, so they seem to have got their stuff sussed there. I don't think the opposite Tengu and Proteus will be able to handle it now.
One of the Loki's disciples, Proteus, is now so confident he's actually alt-tabbed out of Eve.
Stylish, we like it.
Yeah. So the target switching there didn't help them at all. They lost the Tengu, and that Proteus now is going to hopefully fall to pieces as well. Although we do like Proteuses.
You guys should shoot the Tengu first. We want to see the Tengu die. Should we just FC this? We may as well.
Yeah, shoot the Tengu.
Kill the Tengu. But no, I mean, we've got one shield bias ship there, we've got one armor bias ship there. They're not going to have a lot of support for each other, so I think this is pretty much just a matter of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would have been good to see the Tengu die first.
That's just, yeah. Look at that. That is like, that's a pretty good remote rep and circle going on right there.
Yeah, definitely not going to be breaking that with just that Proteus and Tengu, or half a Proteus as it is at the moment.
Now see, we did this. Vito, we had this whole remote rep thing, and we were like, yeah, this is going to be awesome when we were all drunk. And then pretty much we got there and everyone just horribly warped in at different distances, everything went wrong, and we all just died.
Would you like to say why you were warped in at different distances?
We believe there may have been some shenanigans with clients on the part of the people who were on before us, but we don't know.
Who might they have been?
They may possibly have been Goonfleet, I don't know. Swines.
Yeah, the remote repping certainly works if you remember to fit your mid slots with cap boosters and cap injector. Not mentioning any names on who might have forgotten to do that.
Yes. This tournament did not go well for any of us, considering we are supposed to be EVE experts.
That Proteus now is rapidly approaching the structure, so hopefully see another blue explosion soon.
Yeah. And then we get to see everyone gang up on the Tengu. This is actually better than watching the Tengu die first.
I don't know, is the Tengu still is he actually pulled range now, or is he still in the scrum?
I can't actually see because I'm not tall enough to see the bottom of the screen over the table.
Oh, there we go, the Proteus down.
That's a lot better.
Just a small ripple there.
And yeah, there we go. Proteus gone, Proteus down, and just one Tengu remaining now.
The Tengu has indeed run away, which is the sensible thing to do.
Yeah, so this could be a long fight. I don't know whether we have any Benny Hill music to play or anything, you know. Maybe if you guys want to go and get, I don't know, pizza, drinks, you know, go on holiday, call your family, anything you like.
No, they've caught him. There we go.
Ah, there we go. Yes.
Web effects and so on.
Yep, he's webbed and he is now pinned. So we're going to see lots of fun. I just want to see the Tengu die. I mean, we need more Lokis, definitely. And I think the Legion is pretty underused as well. I mean, a lot of people on Tranquility tend to use them for PvE because of the heavy armor tank. They're very good against the sleeper spawns you find in wormholes, so I can understand that being a fairly popular ship. But yeah, the Tengu is just horrendously good at what it does.
If I remember from the presentation that was on yesterday, the Loki is actually the least produced Tech 3 ship.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because it looks absolutely awesome.
And being a Minmatar pilot, Lokis.
Yeah.
We want to see more Lokis.
But yeah, I mean, these guys fielded a really solid setup. 2 Proteus, 1 Legion, very heavily armor tanked. Hell of a lot of, yeah, we're actually seeing some Newton there from the Tengu, in fact.
Is that Newting on the Tengu?
Yes, it is, in fact. It's Newting on the Tengu.
But if it's all missiles and passive, it's not going to hurt it that much, really.
Yeah.
Self-destruct the Tengu.
No, no, we want to see it die naturally. It's more painful that way. Won't let you. Nice close-up there of the probably dying Tengu, which is wonderful. It's unfortunate. I mean, don't get up and hit me or anything. I've got nothing against you guys, but we just like to see Tengus die. But yeah, I think this is definitely the way to go. The whole remote weapon setups are definitely the way to go for this. We've seen there that it's very solid.
Like true EVE players, Loki's disciples are currently griefing all of you by remote repping the opposing team.
We like it.
Yeah, heckle them, guys. Come on.
Yes, put a boo.
You do realize that you're actually griefing us more than any of those because we actually have to talk through this.
Oh, there we go, into armor, the way a Tengu should be.
Yes. Well, actually, a Tengu should be dead, but we're getting there slowly but surely.
Getting towards that now.
I can't believe they're actually fixing it. That's amazing.
Yeah. We're not biased at all, honest. There we go. Tengu.
Oh, there we go. Infrastructure.
Hey, there we go.
Hey!
You realise after that people are going to bring Tengus now just to spite us, as they did to Soundwave.
I believe that we know who the 3rd and 4th place is. Congratulations, Loki disciples.
Congratulations, guys.
And up, gentlemen. And Texel for putting on a good performance.
Yeah, well played, guys.
Of course, now it is time for the final. We just have the team shake hands and everything. Oh,
Good
look how happy they
sports.
are. There's such a friendly atmosphere when you start remote repping your enemies.
Good sports, if trolls.
That works too.
Okay.
Anyway, shall we bring up the final teams?
I think it's time to see the final.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it.
Can we have Roadkill?
Ladies and gentlemen, Roadkill.
Come on up, gentlemen.
I believe defending their 2-year title.
Is this your 3rd? Yeah. Impressive. This is the 3rd, and they've won the other 2 years.
Yep.
So that could pretty much make them the best tournament team of all time.
The best Fanfest tournament team of all time.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Obviously, not
Just
counting
saying.
Alliance tournament. Not counting Alliance tournament. Okay, well, of course, Roadkill can't be up here all on their own. So let's get Muffin Munchers. Gentlemen, do you guys want to? Yeah. Gentlemen, please over there. I can recommend not tabbing out like the other team did here.
What a great name for a team.
Muffin Munchers?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it as well.
Yeah, me too.
Makes me happy.
Yeah, I ate a muffin this morning.
Did you?
Yes, that was tasty.
I still prefer Gear for Life, but that's just me.
Gear for Life was a very good
That
tournament.
was a good team.
Gentlemen, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed seeing Tengus die, to be honest. I don't know. I mean,
6 Tengus.
Yeah, it wasn't 6 Tengus. I was expecting 6 Tengus, but you know, we're fortunate we got a little bit of variation.
Still time to see 6 Tengus.
Remote repping. Did that end this deal, or?
Yeah, they had enough remote repping on the 2 Proteus Legion team to handle the lame DPS from the Tengus.
Because it looked like a little bit shaky to begin with. The Legion was going down relatively quickly, and then it kicked in. And from there on, there was really pretty much just a waiting game, wasn't it?
Certainly with the T3 ships, with all the level 5 characters that we've got here, you can overload for quite some time. So it might be just that they realised that they weren't repping enough and overloaded their reps for a few minutes to bring it back up. And once that first Tengu went down, they could then relax on the overload.
Yeah. And of course, if anyone's sitting at home watching now and isn't really too familiar with all the PvP expressions and so forth, what's the difference between active and passive tanking?
Right, the passive tanking is what you end up with normally the Tengu, where you put lots of shield extenders on there and some resistance, so invulnerability fields, so you've got extra resistance against damage, so you can effectively increase your hit points, and basically you're relying on passive regen, which you get through shields. Active tanking is either done remotely, as we see it's all there, or with a local rep, and basically you use your capacitor to increase the amount of hit points on your ship. As you take damage, you rep it back up again.
And of course, we have the third version as well, hull tanking, which just means you're stupid.
Well, some people say that hull tanking is the only real way to tank.
It's the only honorable way of tanking.
Real men hull tank.
The honor tank. Varone, do you honor tank ships?
I don't. I actually usually find trouble staying alive, to be honest, because since I started doing alliance tournaments and stuff, it doesn't matter what kind of engagement we get into, I always get primaried. So it doesn't matter if I've got a tank or not, I just die.
So going on EVTV has pretty much made you a massive target.
Yeah, which is wonderful.
That's pretty awesome. I like that. Have you flown a Tech 3 ship?
Not on TQ, I haven't, but I've been messing around with them on Singularity. I'm still kind of just messing around with setups and fittings, but they look very promising. I know quite a few of our guys have been playing around with them, mainly getting used to them doing wormhole exploration, that kind of thing. A couple of our guys have used some of them in combat, and we've killed quite a few, but we haven't really used them in combat that much.
Okay. Any of you gentlemen, Tech 3 pilots?
No, I'm a bit of a peasant, so I can't afford one.
I've been training for Tech 3, but I haven't decided yet whether to fly Loki, which I should because of Minmatar, or to give in and get a Proteus instead, because they seem to be the strongest.
No Tengus?
No, I can't actually fly Tengu on any of my characters.
Oh.
Because I don't want to.
I like you a whole lot more.
Okay, gentlemen, so we have the final coming up. They'll, of course, be getting their medals, their ship models, and a little extra something from Microsoft.
Oh, yes.
They have a brand new headset that they'll be taking home. Microsoft, of course, providing all the equipment for this and sponsoring Fanfest, our great friends at Microsoft. Is it the Kaldari model? Varone, is it true? Do you have one of these?
I have all 8.
You have all 8?
Yeah, I've got all 4
models?
faction and all 4 normal versions, yeah. They're absolutely awesome. I mean, they're a little bit pricey, but for the detail that you get and for the actual model that you get, I love them. I mean, I've got them all stood on my desk and everything.
Actually, to be honest, the whole Eve store this year has had like such a massive revamp of more stuff you can get. Like the bags are really nice and everything else is pretty cool too.
And they're really heavy, so if you ever catch a burglar, you can pretty much hit him on the face.
I would not like to be hit with a Raven, the amount of spikes on the front of that thing.
We actually have these models in the boardrooms at CCP, and you can fly them. Like,
We actually do that a lot in meetings.
yeah, we do.
These people
It's
make
the
your
small
game.
things.
This is little things.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll just take a quick look at where the teams are. So if you'll excuse me for just
Absolutely.
1 minute.
Now, we have Roadkill, and obviously they are returning experts, and experts at PvP, Fanfest PvP tournaments, as you would say. They've done very, very well in the past. I'm guessing it's probably a bit daunting. Would you be scared?
I would be very afraid. I mean, you generally find that the teams that can think the most dynamically and produce a variation is set up so they're not using the same thing all the way through the tournament generally tend to be the best. And I think Roadkill have proved that twice now. I'd like to see them do 3 times, to be honest.
You don't get there by accident, really. I mean, they've done it twice before. I mean, that's a serious achievement, really.
Yep.
Obviously, Roadkill have the advantage of having been on stage before and actually setting up their ships, and it's a bit of an unknown thing for people who've normally been, behind a computer. behind the internet to suddenly be in front of thousands of people.
That is true. It's actually a pretty daunting task. So we should actually give them a round of applause for actually being brave enough to come up on stage. That is pretty awesome. Yeah, I have to say. But I mean, last year's tournament was completely different. It was a mining tournament, if I remember.
It was a mining tournament.
Through the haze of beer and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they've proven that they can do many different things and use different setups and different rule sets. Being flexible, how important is that to a tournament team?
It's absolutely fundamental. I mean, you see in the Alliance tournaments that are hosted on EVE TV outside of the Fanfest, the people who just get complacent and use the same setups over and over again, someone comes along with a counter. Or you could just be Pandemic Legion and switch at the last second when no one expects it and just pan everyone's head in.
How good are they?
Awesome. I love those guys.
It's probably the best tournament team we've ever had.
I would agree. I mean, I know a lot of the guys from Pandemic Legion, a lot of the guys from the pre-Pandemic Legion and the pre-Risk Sniggerly when they were a low-sec Pirate Corp, and they have some of the best EVE players.
I remember last Alliance tournament, they brought some of the pretty straightforward Ishkur setups, and I was a little bit disappointed because I thought they had potential to do more, and then they got into the final phase and they just whipped out really good setups, and I was expecting them to do the same, and they pretty much did. They brought a relatively bland and unoffensive setup in the first match, just to carry it through and cover for their real setups, and of course they lost the first one to V3, and then they get to the finals, and then they just smack the really good setups out one by one.
The stealth bomber setups with the absolute spam of bombs were just awesome. Yeah. I mean, I sat and watched them, and I was just grinning like an idiot, basically.
Yeah, it was a really good setup, and as far as I remember, it was one of those things they wanted to whip out for the final, but they had to take it out for the second match because they lost it to V3, and they really wanted like a safe win, so they whipped that one out. And the Minmatar one, the speed one, was magnificent.
That was beautiful.
It was very cool.
That was the pre-final match.
Semi?
It was the semi, and I really feel like that should have been the final setup.
Yes.
But obviously, like they don't want to. No. Some people do want to save the really impressive one to the last. But I mean, it's pretty cocky if you sort of save your best. I mean, I'd rather get through and then use what the rest of the other one was.
And it's fun to see. It's like one of the things I enjoy the most is like when the match starts and one team just, cavalry ravens across the field.
Yeah, I remember the days of cavalry ravens, and they were some of the funnest things in EVE to fly. Just a huge ball of torpedo death.
Yes.
Verone, you've been on many, possibly 17 Alliance tournaments.
At least 24.
Over 9,000.
When are we going to see a veto team?
Well, we've been considering it for a while, but we're really focused on what we do on TQ. So we generally tend to put, we've got like a really tight-knit community, so we tend to put more into actually producing ops that we were on TQ rather than being part of a tournament. So I don't know, we might see a team in future, I should imagine. We're thinking about Tournament 8, potentially.
Tournament 8?
Or Tournament 9, or Tournament 27. I can't remember, I've done that many of them.
You've probably done around 30, if my math is right.
Let's get back to talking about this tournament, guys. Now, metagaming is something that we do see a lot in Alliance tournaments and stuff like that. How important is it in this kind of thing? I mean, do you think we've seen any?
Well, I haven't seen anyone running over to check each other's setups out yet. So
I know, you'd think they'd give it a shot. I mean, I'd have to probably close hanger them, but...
But yeah, I mean, metagaming is part of EVE, whether we like it or not. It's always there. It's helped alliances to rise and fall. It's a fundamental part of the game. And come on, if you overhear someone drunkenly at a FanFest party saying, hey guys, this is what we're feeling for the tournament, it's not like you're not going to use it. You're going to do anything to win.
Well, then, of course, you could always trick them into doing something else.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think we had a rules question before the third and fourth place match. I think one of the contestants, I don't remember from which team, asked if they could use the directional scanner to see if they could just get a little hint of what people were bringing. That's fair game.
Yeah, I believe that's actually allowed in the actual Alliance tournament as well.
Yes. Well, with the Alliance tournament, obviously, it's 10 ship setups, and you do get ships that are bait ships or bait tactics. Now, the teams are a lot smaller this time around. Do people still do that, or do you think they're just basically fielding the best way to shoot the other person in the face? Well,
we saw a lot of bait haulers in the last tournament, which was awesome, frankly. As a pirate, bait haulers are hilarious. But yeah, I mean, you see, I don't think we'll see it this time around because there's only 3 people on the field from each team. You can't afford not to have everyone performing at 100%. So, and there's always the chance, of course, you've got 3 choices to go for the bait. You've got like 2/3 of a chance that you're not going to get it.
Or the other thing is that if people are targeting by pod order, because the pilots are called pod 1, 2, 3, you might put your heaviest tanking ship as number 1 and hope that they will go down 1, 2, 3, and then they might go 3, 2, 1, so you might get screwed over.
A little bit of expert tactic tips right there. I like that.
That's cool.
We are good with numbers.
Doesn't that pretty much translate to TQ, where some people just go through the alphabet when targeting?
If you begin with your name with an A, you're just doomed. That's just so horrible for some people.
I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday, and they have 2 characters both beginning with an A, and they're not very happy with people targeting A to Z. So they tend to fly bait ships now, which goes back to what we were saying before, because people always primary the person with a name beginning with A or V. If
You
you're
could become a
very-
bait specialist.
Yeah,
I mean,
you could do.
I actually, we had a guy in our academy whose name was Verdorn, and he had like just a D in his name other than me. Oh my God, I used him as a meat shield so much. Poor guy.
Poor man.
I was like, send him in first. We engaged the Russians one time, Red Alliance, and I was like, I was actually flying a Falcon, and they all went in, and instantly, like he was flying a plated Megatron, and instantly he just got nuked. And I'm like, he uncloak, jam everyone. It's good fun.
Probably have helped if you uncloaked and jammed them before they killed your guy.
Yeah, but it was funny.
He didn't want that ship anyway.
Out of morbid curiosity, has anyone got money on this game?
Any betting going on, gentlemen? Has anyone put money on this?
Not yet. Does anyone want to put money on this?
Nah.
You'd think they would, because, I mean, I guess the odds are stacked in favor of Roadkill.
On the other hand, you could be betting beer tickets. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. On the other hand, the Alliance tournament has a lot of betting, but you kind of know the teams. And here, I mean, we talked about you could have some people that have just met each other and formed a team. Obviously, if you want to bet, well, you know, we have people that potentially could win the tournament 3 years running. That would be a relatively good bet. But apart from that, you have a lot of mixed teams. And
That's not to say that these guys couldn't be great, and I apologize for bringing up Roadkill, because you guys could be absolutely awesome. And if you do shoot them in the face, then you guys are going to be heroes. So
Yeah, I mean, these guys could end up being the RUR of Fanfest.
Takes the pressure off a little bit if you're the
everyone will
underdog.
buy you beer.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we've seen in the past that the underdogs have come through. I mean, remember the tournament previous to the last one? We had RUR, and they did so well with the T1 cruisers. I still remember their first ever fight when they fielded like 10 Tech 1 cruisers, and they had a huge group of command ships against them, and they just melted Astartes.
yeah, but RUR was a bit of a bait team.
It
kind
was,
of.
yes.
It was a little bit of a bait team because they were actually the Ronin.
Yeah, but it was funny.
It was absolutely funny, and but they were very good, and they were in as the Ronin this year and did reasonably well as far as I remember. So
Yeah, they did. They did pretty well.
they're a pretty good team. They're one of those alliances that you may not see on the soft map, but they're still really good. Do the small alliances have just as big a chance of winning as the big ones?
I think that the PvP differs a hell of a lot between small and large alliances. When you get into a large alliance where you have like 4,000 or 5,000 members, you are primarily fleet orientated. So you tend to just be heavily plated battleships, long-range sniping, especially if you live in 0-0. So I think, if anything, the smaller alliances, the low-sec alliances, the smaller Roman 0-0 alliances definitely have the upper hand in terms of tactics. But on the contrary, they're all the big alliances, like Pandemic Legion, Goon Swarm, have guys who've been playing the game for like 6 years, and they have an unbelievable amount of knowledge, so they can pull some crazy stuff out of the hat.
And financially, they have backing that's like pretty much unlimited pockets.
Yeah, pretty much.
What about Agony? When you go in, I know there's been Agony teams in the tournament. How does that work financially? Do you guys just throw everything? Do you have a budget? How does it work?
I believe we spent something in the region of 12 billion this time, although we didn't actually get through to the finals, so we can now sell those ships back again. But we did have a Tech 3 set up for the finals weekend, which we didn't get a chance to use.
Okay. But do you just get free reins on the money, or do you say, well, we need this money, or is there someone going, hey, guys, let's not buy 18 Protosis?
Well, yeah, we have some limit to it compared to a bigger alliance, but we had enough to be able to field what we wanted to field, so that was fine. The main problem from our point of view is down to pilots, which the bigger alliances have got more people who have certain ship skills, certainly some of the Marauder type skills. We tend to focus on smaller gang PvP, so we do have people that can fly them, but we might not have everybody available that weekend to fly them, so we have to modify our setup slightly in that respect.
Okay, so for personnel reasons simply.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got people that fly carriers, they can fly Marauders, pretty much. The problem there is that if you've got those people in different time zones and they've got family stuff to do that weekend, if you've got a bigger alliance like Pandemic Legion who've got many more pilots available, they can pick and choose and they can make sure they have the right people to fly the setup. They're not putting the setup for the pilots they have available.
kind of like the Red Overlord 5 Tech 3 ships. I mean, those pilots can't be easy to replace.
Yeah, I mean, if you can replace those if you've got people in the alliance, but if you've got a smaller alliance, then you might not have people with that many skill points to do that.
Yeah. I think I'll just sneak back and see how close we are to starting. So if you'll excuse me for just.
I think we must be getting pretty close right
here.
now. So yes, this could be quite good.
Don't forget to fit ammo.
Huh? Well, you can't sneak back there. You're not allowed. Oh.
That's disgusting.
We're getting there.
There's a surprise to nobody.
We are not allowed to see anything.
I think the audience has gone to sleep.
It's all right.
Give us a shout if you're still awake.
We're doing our job then.
Well, yeah, you are doing a job. How hard is it commentating? I've got to ask, because, I mean, you guys are doing fantastic. It can be quite tricky, and I know that you guys get a lot of flack on the forums when you do commentate for a final, and it is quite daunting, because obviously the people are actually here this time round. So what kind of pointers could you give, especially to our newest commentator, who is doing quite well?
Well, pretty much. I mean, you're always going to have the armchair warriors, the guys who will sit on the forums and the guys who will say, hey, I can commentate better than you, I'm awesome. And you just think, well, apply and get your ass out to Iceland if you think you can do. It's difficult because you've got to kind of get a mix between padding out with information about ships, about modules, about tactics, but you've got to keep up with what's actually happening on screen. So I think in terms of the actual commentating, this is a lot easier because there's a lot less ships on the field. There's a lot less to watch.
Yep.
But it's a little bit more, you know, your attention's diverted elsewhere because you actually have a live audience. So yeah, it's tricky both ways.
There are people who sort of say that commentating a tourney is a bit like rock, paper, scissors. You know, you just kind of sum it up before the match starts, and then it's basically just a case of tic-tac-toe.
We have been wrong hundreds of times. I mean, in all the
It's
tournaments.
certainly a tournament favourite is to pick a team to win, and then they bring a setup that doesn't. And,
Yeah.
You look like a hero, obviously, for picking the wrong team.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I think we're nearly done. How's it going, Soundwave?
I believe that we are probably less than a minute out. We have both teams on the field.
Okay.
CCP Claw.
Hello.
Are we just about ready?
The camera is just getting set up, and then we will be ready to go.
Audience, if you think this team's going to win, please clap. And if you think Roadkill's going to win, please clap. If you think the commentators are going to win. If you think Soundwave's going to win.
Oh, that's harsh.
If you think I'm made of win.
Hey!
I love you guys. That's awesome.
You're all disqualified, I win.
I thought I was going to get Kanye there for a minute. I'm really glad he didn't do it. Okay, are we ready?
I think that they are just about ready to go.
Yep, we are ready to go.
All right.
We've got teams on the field. We've got Tengus in a shock turn of events.
God!
Tengus, two
No.
teams of Tengus with completely different setups, though.
Maybe
Not that that'll help.
We might see ham tengus, you never know.
Well, we've got one plus. We get to see 6 Tengus die, I guess.
This is yeah,
At least 3.
certainly a positive there.
Would you mind if I start the match?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So, for the finals of the 2009 Fanfest PvP tournament, Muff and Munchers, you ready? Roadkill ready? Good luck, guys. We're going to give you a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
Veering away quite rapidly there.
I don't really know whether we're going to see immensely passive tanks or whether we're going to see some remote shield rep. What do you think?
I think the team on our right here seems to did have active, I think, because it repped back its damage. They when the undocked, they had some shield damage, so I think they probably actually remembered to get into a fleet.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Yeah, we've got remote logistics, definitely. So it's going to be interesting. I think, judging by the distance that that I believe, that's Roadkill, isn't it? Red. I'm a bit lost off.
Who's which colour? Yes.
Yes, who's which colour? We don't know who's which colour.
The team with the Tengus is shooting at the other team.
Ah, okay, right. We have this nailed down. Let's continue.
Yes, good. One of the Tengus there going for the no, repping back. Go on, die, Tengu, die. No, repping back again.
It's definitely going to be interesting because we're going to see a playoff here between remote repping and passive shield jam. So, yeah, I'm interested to see
I
how
think
it
the
works.
remote repping will win out.
I don't know. I mean, if these guys in the Tengus are fitted the way we think they are, and they're all out passive, you know, we could find that unless they're running hams, which they look like they might be, they're not too far apart. Yeah, we might.
It's almost identical at the moment there. Both teams have got one Tengu that keeps going down to half, then cutting back up.
It's pretty much neck and neck. I mean, I think we're going to have a fully, drawn-out fight completely. And to be honest, I don't know how Claw's going to call this if it comes down to aggression, because it's probably the most passive ship in the world.
I think both teams will lose, and that'll be quite funny.
I think you should just blow them all up if they don't kill anyone.
Yeah, GMs should win. If
yes.
Yeah. Then we have indeed repping going on again.
Yeah, we've definitely got 3 actively tanked Tengus by the look of it. We can see a shield booster there, definitely.
So 3 active versus 3 remote rep.
Yeah, it looks like 3 active versus 3 remote rep. Maybe a combination. I mean, we might see remote rep, and we might see a bit of passive hitting as well. We never know.
Royal Killer from Muffins, I think, is recovering quite rapidly now, so whether there's been a target change or they've just got their act better together.
I mean, this is the issue you've got with, well, not so much with T3, but with the remote repping thing in general. You find that fights can be pretty drawn out, and it's quite difficult to call them. I mean, yeah, we're looking like Roadkill may have one Tengu in trouble there, but see there again. I mean, these T3 ships, their hulls are designed so well, and if you get the right subsystems put together, you get such an awesome blend of tank and gang. It's unreal.
Yeah, certainly these slowly going down. Very slowly.
We might even see the underdogs win at this rate, if nothing actually dies. One of those guys, the guys in the Tengus.
And unfortunately, it looks like Tengu is managing to rep itself back up now.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, I believe we're actually starting with no damage at all, so. Yeah. What can you say? Yeah, there's nothing you can really say. I mean,
yep. Ooh, here goes quiet.
I don't think there's like, it doesn't look like there's any ECM involved at all. I can't see any of the graphics for ECM. It looks like it's all remote logistics and it's all tank and damage.
Yeah, red team they're spread out somewhat, so obviously they're at the local tankers. Blue team in the middle in a little triangle.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing they can do really is try and draw these remote repping guys apart, but I think that the team's too experienced for that, to be honest.
No, certainly they're not going to be going in and trying to tackle with the Tengu, because they'll get big trouble itself. So it looks like
I mean,
they're running away at the moment quite happily. I don't know if there's an arena size here that we might end up with one of them going out of bounds.
Well,
I think the audience should clap if they want the Tengus to win.
Why is anyone clapping?
A bit of a target switch down there. Again, to not much effect.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem that you do get when you get really drawn-out fights. You find it very difficult to commentate on them. I mean,
I'm getting deja vu here to
yes.
the Tengu Nighthawk setups from the last tournament.
I do agree. I mean, you've seen. I saw it when I was commentating on the Alliance tournaments as well. You get every so often you will get a fight where people were just so heavily tanked that there was nothing to commentate about other than the weather and random stuff.
Slowly, that Tengu is going back down again. Go on, break it.
I know whether we're going to lose him. He's got a serious local tank on that thing.
He's being pushed hard. There we go.
No.
Overload everything.
I mean, with him being active tanked, I mean, this is going to be really interesting because we've got one guy set here with remote reps, and we've got another set who are actively tanked. So it's really going to be a war of cap.
Yeah, again, it'll be down to who managed to fit the most cap boosters.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think the guys who are active tanking, I think Roadkill might get in trouble once they have issues with constantly running shield boosters. Yeah, I think it's going to be down to cap, basically. I told you it would be if there was Tengus. But this is exactly why so many people use the ship on TQ though, because you can get a perfect balance of what you need.
Yeah, if you want to sit around not killing the opponents and living for as long as possible, it's basically a tech-free Drake.
But everyone in my experience who watches the Alliance tournaments generally seems to be pretty adverse towards people flying Caldari. It's like, no, don't bring Drakes, don't bring this, don't bring that. But in the end, they get the job done.
It's not because we don't think they can win, it's because we think that they just win by not dying forever and ever.
Well, generally to win a tournament, that's a good plan.
Well, you
die.
kind of have to, but you have to kill the opponents. So
Yeah.
if you're sitting there and living but not actually doing much damage, as we can see here, there's not enough DPS on the field to break any of this tanking. No one wins.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. Be voting on who is the most aggressive at the moment.
Yeah, these guys are definitely actively tanked, at least 3. So it looks as if Roadkill are actually the red team.
Again, the blue team are not taking any damage. That'd be the Muffins. Well, sense of panic watches over here, so I cannot find things to say.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? There's absolutely nothing going on. I mean, you can see there Roadkill taking a pounding again, but we can see he's probably turned his booster off, repfully turned his booster off to conserve cap, and then he's just going to go at it again as soon as he gets to a critical point.
Yeah, with the ability, as I said earlier, to be overload for a couple of minutes easily.
Yes.
Basically wait for the cap to come up and then just hit overloaded booster for a couple of minutes. The shields will come back fully, and we get to stand here for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's but you can get a hell of a set of subsystem combinations for all of the T3 ships. I think the majority of people are flying Tengus at present because they're the easiest to train, in terms of a lot of people who will buy them will be running exploration sites, will be doing PvE with them, and they're already sort of the Caldari Navy Raven pilots or the Rock pilots. So you end up where you're like, I can just train the subsystem skills and I'm straight into a T3 ship.
And also, because a lot of people flying with missiles, if they've got missile skills already, then it's very easy to train into a Tengu.
Absolutely. It's you can actually make a decent hybrid Tengu as well.
Yeah, unfortunately not seeing any of those today.
I'd actually like to see that, to be honest. I mean, it's basically just ham spam that we've got now, by the look of it, which is unfortunate. I'm definitely more for the really heavy slugfest turret fights.
There is a possibility that these guys are going to run out of missiles at some point.
I never thought of that, and this will be hilarious.
If they're fitting cap boosters, obviously the cargo bays aren't exactly the biggest. If you're trying to fit cap boosters in as well as ammo, you might run out.
You know what, they're just going to have a bumping match and try and push each other out of the arena.
So whoever's close to the centre beacon, I think.
Which could be humorous.
Either way, we're going to be here a long time.
Yeah, a very long time. You guys should have brought pillows.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly though, for the underdogs, yeah, we're seeing a really good show and a really solid remote rep setup. But again, Roadkill, active tanks, and yeah, I think. What?
Now, this.
It's that way. It's that way. Fair enough.
We've got Claw here. Is this going to go to time claw, or is there going to be some sort of change?
So these guys, these games run for 10 minutes, much like the quarters in the semi-finals yesterday. Don't boo me. We extend the time limit by 5 minutes if we can't pick a winner after that point. Although, and I know these Tengu games are maybe not incredibly interesting to watch, but they're a lot more interesting when you're behind the guys. There's a lot of ammo changing going on right now. There's people trying different ways to break each other's tanks. They're testing each other's lowest resistances. We do have some things going on. Obviously, as someone said, ammo, cap charges, all these kind of things are going to start coming into play soon. Maybe not within the 10-minute time limit. So this will be a 15-minute game, same as the rules from yesterday. And after that, we'll pick a winner. If no one's died by that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think this probably pretty much is going to be who's going to run out of ammo and cap boosters first.
But it'll be tricky because you'll need to make sure you actually are shooting at the ship that has run out of cap boosters. But if they're close enough, they could eject cap boosters from one of their other team.
Yeah, this is true.
Both teams have stayed pretty constant on their target of choice, so I don't know if there's any variation in the setups there.
I think, like Claude said, they're probably going to try and find some form of resistance hole, which for a T3 ship is probably going to be pretty difficult. They're all going to be fairly heavily tanked. So, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the primary red ship there, we're trying to run away. As I said, I don't know how far off the centre of the arena he is, but that could be one way to lose.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very solid. Oh, my voice is gone because I've drank so much. Yeah, really solid showing from Roadkill, defending champions. But exactly the same. We've got the underdogs and performing really well. We've maybe a bit of out of the box for a Tengu. I mean, we generally see them passively fit, or we generally see the remote rep fits. But yeah, definitely going active tanks, pretty ballsy, I would say, in the tournament.
Yeah, and scattering as well. Obviously, if they'd have been up against someone like a Proteus team, if they're scattered, it makes it more difficult for them because they have to burn between them to get blaster range.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if I may interrupt you, I believe that Claw has an announcement.
So, in a pretty good showcase of just how good Tech 3 ships are, both of these setups are completely cap stable.
We may be here a little while longer.
Roadkill's setup is using cap charges only against newts. Doesn't need them. Neither team can break each other. As we talked about, I should really stop walking around what I'm doing. As we talked about yesterday, we award the win based on aggressiveness. So I'm now going to go and talk to the GM in charge, and we're going to decide who we think is the most aggressive team.
Well, I think if it was in terms of how many hit points have been taken away, it would definitely be Roadkill, because they've had the active tanks under a lot of pressure. But I don't know.
Maybe we should settle this out of the ring.
I think we should. We should take all these guys up to the bar, let them have a shot competition, and whoever's still standing at the end wins the tournament.
You, of course, realize that I would win the tournament.
And if you brought ammo. Yeah, we could settle this out of the ring, I think.
Have a sword fight, I guess, or something really dramatic.
Noob ship deathmatch.
Either that or they can club each other with Eve ship models.
Yeah, or we could, the first person to self-destruct wins or something.
This could work. No, I mean, I think Roadkill may take it if...
I'm not seeing any fire coming from those out of those guys. There we go.
Uh,
Oh, we have a decision.
We have a decision.
I believe we have a decision.
It doesn't really matter if you stop fighting or not. It's not going to change anything. So again, we award this based on aggressiveness, control, domination, and so on. The Muffin Munchers team, I've just been speaking to GM Grave. GM Grave feels that the Muffin Munchers team have dominance of the arena because of their use of speed. The Roadkill team... Sorry? GM Grave feels that the Muffin Munchers team have dominance of the arena in this situation right now. So GM Grave and myself both agree that we should award the game to Muffin Munchers.
Congratulations, Muffin Munchers.
We have our winners!
This is obviously not the ideal way for a tournament final to end. But again, we have to call it in this situation because I'm sure you don't want to sit here all day. Yeah. So, yeah, you can stop shooting.
You've won.
You've won. Well done.
That's what all the clapping for.
Again, well done, guys. Want to stay sitting down? We've got some prizes for you.
Oops.
Which Stevie's going to drop all over the floor.
Well, at least something happened up here. These are our silver medals.
Let's give Roadkill a hand. They've done so well every
For
year.
Roadkill.
So, Roadkill, do you want to tell us who you are in-game?
Moradin.
Meron of Ajax.
Here's the gip.
These guys, again, fantastic PvP tournament team in the Fanfest. It's kind of 2.5 wins, really. You know, having to call again like this is not great. But guys, Stevie?
Yes?
Would you like to present these medals
I
to
would
these gentlemen?
absolutely love to. Gentlemen, come forward. Make sure I give you the right ones. These are gold, so no, you don't get those. There we go. Sorry. Give them more rounds of applause, guys. Come on. There you go. And to be fair, if there was any way to lose the title, it was a stalemate, practically a stalemate. So, you know, that shows how good they really are.
So can I claim we were undefeated?
No.
We are.
Thank you very much,
yes.
gentlemen. And we have our winners as well. So, guys.
Go on up here.
Step forward, claim your prizes. And you can give them a round of applause too. So there we go. There you go. You guys rule at Eve. Yep. But don't go anywhere, because you guys are not done yet with the fight. So we're going to have to ask you to sit back down.
Yeah. Gentlemen, please take your places again.
I believe you're going right back to your seats. And we should get these guys off the stage, I would imagine. Gentlemen, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to vacate.
Because now it's time for the ultimate and amazing and possibly good dev team. Dev team, come on up here.
Let's give a hand for the dev team. Who are coming in now, I believe. They're on their way. We have stopped using the stairs.
The devs have sent one man to do this.
But we only need
Welcome.
one man.
This is Fort P. Everyone, give him a hand. I believe we have GM Nova and CCP Mindstar.
This is a fantastic. I've got to say, this is probably the most perfect dev team you could possibly put together.
Well, let's see.
Wow. Bring the ships in your backpack.
I just want to thank the community for making my 2 members really drunk last night. They are like almost useless now.
Thank you. Never felt better. Never felt better.
Okay, gentlemen, you are aware of the rules and how everything works. So if you will take your places.
Can I mention one thing first?
Yes, go ahead.
Our team's name is, well, our corporation name is End User License Agreement. So the ticker is EULA. So I hope you guys realize that if you manage to beat us, you're actually violating the EULA, right? and we're going to have to take measures against that, right? But in space, the EULA violates you. Oh, Stevie,
Okay.
Okay. So we'll sit them down. They'll start fitting their ships. Gentlemen, you're standing away like I'm on fire. I'm not on fire. I'm good looking, but I'm not on fire.
Hot, but not on fire.
Hot, but not on fire. T-Days.
Hello.
Do you have faith in these devs?
I think they could put on a good show, as long as I don't bring Tengus.
If we see 6 Tengus, I think I'll just walk out and have a sandwich. And you can hear me eating it, because I won't take the microphone off. So a bit of a boring showdown, but let's be honest. I mean, it's a competition, and people come to win, and they thought they were the best setups. Were they what you should bring to the tournament?
I mean, I was just talking to the Roadkill guys there, and I mean, you're going to bring 3 Tengus because Tengus, in my opinion, are the most powerful. Mm-hmm. And it's to the point where these guys bring a setup that effectively can't be beaten. It's cap stable, and these guys bring one that's effectively just about unbeatable. So you've got to trade off somewhere in between. I think the GM decision was a good decision, definitely, but no, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it's never good when it goes down to basically having to decide based on how much they run away or whatever.
But I mean, they had two different setups and 2 different strategies, and both really worked as intended. I mean, there isn't just one way of doing this, is there?
No, well, the thing with the Tech 3 is you've got the flexibility. There's, they're 6 Tengus, but they don't have to be fit the same way. The subsystems make a big difference, and so on. As Rowan said, if you've got two setups that are cap stable and can tank the incoming damage, there's going to be a problem there. The only way around that is to hopefully bring something else that will be able to gank them one-on-one. either blast a setup or something, and just hope that you can tank the damage coming in from the Tengus, because they can lob missiles at you from range.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some of the roadkill ships, at least one of them, go relatively far down in shields, but like standing behind the team watching, it was something they absolutely had under control. They planned to go that far down and just pull it back up again. So
maybe they were trying to make a good show.
Yes, good show, and strategy or running away, as you say. So we have these two teams.
We do.
I think the dev team might win it this year.
I think the dev team are pretty strong this year, and but you know what, you never know. And to be honest, I kind of want the players to cream them. Don't know about you guys.
I want player revenge for our humiliation as EVE tournament experts for Alliance Tournament 5.
Yes, that is true. But I mean, we do have a pretty good team. Obviously, we have Nova, who is has been running Alliance tournaments as well for the first 3 Alliance tournaments. I believe Nova was in charge.
I think he's still in charge.
And he's still in charge.
Yeah.
So there's you've got a PvP expert there.
Yeah.
4P is obviously PvP Carnage.
Yes.
Plays every day. He's absolutely brilliant. Minster, of course, is another tourney expert. Is part of the tourney all the time, so he knows his stuff too.
Yeah. Mindstar actually is one of those people that is behind the scenes at all Alliance tournaments.
Yeah.
He runs the GM team and basically makes sure that everything is smooth. So he's one of those heroes that you don't really see, but basically does all the work while there's just fat people like me that sit on couches and talk all day.
With a castle of awesomeness.
In a castle of
That's
awesomeness.
not true. You don't talk all day.
Talk some of the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me go check and see where we are. Be right back.
Now, obviously, at stake is, well, these guys have already proved that they can PvP, or at least be aggressive within PvP, which is a pretty big thing. But I mean, at stake now, we have players versus developers, the people that make the game. How rare is this, and would you guys like to do it?
It's very rare to be able to actually face off against the guys who make the game. It hasn't gone so well for most players in the past. I'm interested to see if the guys who've just won the tournament can put them in their place, definitely.
It's a big thing.
I'd love to have a crack just to say I've done it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously some of the devs do play the game as well, so you might come up against them without realising that they are devs. This is the first time you'll be fighting against a dev and actually know he is a dev.
Well, that's also true because obviously they're secret when they're on EVE. So yeah, it's quite a big thing. And unfortunately, I do know that these guys have been practicing a lot.
Oh dear.
I have to say that they have been working their butts off at the office, practicing for this. And so the devs are prepped. So I'm curious whether these guys actually had setups planned.
The devs?
No, the other guys. No? They're improvising. I would be bricking it.
Stevie,
yes.
will we ever see you in a PvP tournament?
I think I could. I mean, that would be quite fun.
It would be cool if we had an all-girl team.
It would, actually. I was talking to, we have a representative from Hellcats here, which is a female PvP corp. Hellcats, are you out there? No.
It's run by Minxie from EVE Radio, I believe.
Yeah, it is. They're actually a good group of friends of ours. They're a hell of a PvP corp. They're a bit crazy, but yeah, they're good.
And it is actually a corporation where you have to be a girl to get in, isn't it?
I believe so. I don't know how they test that, but it is.
They actually drag you in for event interviews, for all sorts of stuff. I talk to Minxie all the time.
Okay.
I haven't tried to get in,
That's
don't
what
get me
I
wrong.
was about to say. I've got this image of like when
I have my own corp to run.
I've got this image of like when Bugs Bunny pretends to be a girl bunny. Like, I didn't, yeah, anyway.
That just gave me horrible images in my head.
Me too.
How many members do they have? Is it like a big corporation?
I think because they've got like a real niche in the community, they're very they're very specific kind of thing, and a lot of female players are already in big, well-established alliances. They've got a small corp; it's roughly about 20 people, but they're a good group of PvPers, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, girls do play EVE. Girls can be very good at playing EVE, and we actually have had a. Stop laughing. And we have actually had quite a few girl EVE players here as well, which has been quite fun for those of you at home who can't tell how many females are in the audience. There are a couple, and we have had females here at Fanfest. Which
We've had female experts on the Alliance tournament.
We've had female
Angels.
Angel XXXXX, who was a good expert, and we've had loads of people. We've had females on the CSM, which is another big thing, and we have female developers, female game designers as well. So Don't know why you're laughing. 'Cause we're pretty good.
There's actually a lot of female players in factional warfare as well. There's a hell of a lot of people playing factional warfare who are girls.
Yeah.
I believe Hellcats have a party this month sometime. It's going to be on Split Infinity Radio.
Oh, hurrah.
Nice. Nicely done. Yeah, they're good. But yes, I would love to be in do a tournament, but obviously I'm generally working tournament time, so it would be pretty tricky to take part. But maybe me and you could take part secretly.
I've completely stopped paying attention and trying to brainstorm ways to get into Hellcat. How do I get in there?
Voice, yeah, when the voice changing thing, if that ever happens, then
Stevie, I need you to do the interview for me.
Fun? No.
Stevie.
No.
I need this.
Guys, guys, this would be an awesome plan if this wasn't being broadcast live to the entire EVE community.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to work.
But it is interesting.
Dev hacks.
No, but it is interesting. I mean, we have all-girl corps, so we have a lot of the. I mean, you guys have not that much, but you're pirate role players.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that, and you have your very like national alliances. You have TCF, which is predominantly French. You have the Russian ones. You have like small Swedish corporations, small Danish corporations. Really
Yeah, well, one that springs to mind was Finfleet. They
Yes,
used to be all Finnish. Hey, Finfleet.
Any Finfleet people out there?
Like,
Apparently
okay,
one.
Like one. All right. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, well, we had G Alliance as well, who were up in Fade and Decline. They were a completely German constructed alliance.
Yeah.
And I didn't like to fight those guys, to be honest. They were scary.
Yeah.
And they used to say mean things to me in local all the time.
Did they?
Yeah, all the time.
What terrible, terrible men.
Really, really nasty. They were the first guys to ever pod me in EVE. I hold a grudge.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you guys? You have training. Is that like the niche of the corporation, or?
Well, we most well known for the PvP University stuff that we do. So we basically will train up anybody with one of our public classes. You don't have to join Agony to do the courses. You just have to pay us, and we'll train you.
Just have to pay you a small fee.
A small fee, yes, absolutely.
I heard that's how you get into Goonfleet as well.
I've heard this. Someone said if I give them 500 million, they'll put me on the list. So
Yeah.
But no, we train anybody. If you're just a new player, you've just very, very small amount of requirements to actually get on our courses. And we'll try and teach you how to PvP. We'll probably take you out into 0-0 for the first time. And if you're really lucky, Cult of War, drop a Titan on you.
But that is, I mean, EVE University is a good example of another alliance or corp that has like a niche thing they do.
Yeah.
Is it important, like, to have something you're really good at to attract people?
Definitely. I mean, we're very friendly with EVE Uni. We run our own academy to train little baby pirates. And it's like, we predominantly recruit from EVE Uni. If we ever open recruitment for that, straight away we put a post on the EVE Uni forums because we get people with the base knowledge of EVE that they've been taught by the uni, and we get a good solid group of rookie players. So they're a great corporation. They do a lot of good stuff, and they take a little bit of unwarranted flack from random corps war decking them all the time, but it makes them stronger in the end.
Yeah, we have a number of people who've joined us from EVE University. I think EVE University sort of push people to us if they are getting to the end of their time in the uni, and we certainly have a number of people who've come through those corps.
Yeah, quite a few EVE University people here as well. Dieter Waal, of course, also CSM member. Might just be clapping at himself.
I hope you're still horribly drunk. It's the best way you should be.
Anyway, I think we might be edging closer to this final within the final at the finals with developers thing. Possibly.
Finally.
I think we should do another audience survey. Who thinks the devs are going to win this? Who thinks the players are going to win this? I really hope they do.
I really hope so too. Secretly, I hope the players will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't show bias, but come on.
We can't show bias, but we hope the developers die in a ball of flames.
It would be cool.
Yeah.
I think if I was taking part in this, I'd like the devs to lose. So.
And what a nice experience as a player. You get to shoot at a GM.
Well, this is another reason to
reimburse
be a Fanfest.
this.
Yeah.
The logs show nothing.
Balance this. Yeah, that would be cool. What?
I think it was a log joke.
Oh, a log joke. Nice. I feel like this has gone into stand-up now. It's like.
As there were over 9,000 logs, but they showed nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Are you feeling like all warmed up and ready to hopefully commentate something that's a bit more like?
Who wants to see Tengus?
I like you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see a lot of Lokis and a lot of Proteus. That would be the best thing. It's not a really great combination, but hell, someone's got to die, haven't they?
Yeah.
I know
It's pretty.
What do you think about this format with only one like ship type? It's Tech 3 only. Could you do a tournament with cruisers, an alliance tournament only cruisers?
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see an alliance tournament, maybe restricted to T1 only. Maybe restricted to, maybe base the points around actual physical tonnage on the ships in-game and their statistics, just to throw a little bit of more maths into it.
People have trouble handling the 100 points.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could do that, or you could have every round has a different theme. So the first round is a frigate, the second round is a cruiser. So you'd have people like be forced to come up with different stuff.
That's actually a really good idea.
What do you think, TD? Am I just rambling here?
You're rambling, but it's a good idea. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you. That would be fun, actually. And we'd get to see people in my favorite ship, the Rifter.
And obviously, as you go through cruisers, battle cruisers, up to the final, which would be Marauders or something.
Or Titans.
Yeah, you could just have a massive Titan war with all the new Doomsdays.
With the new Titans, new Titan changes, that might work.
Are you guys excited about the Titan changes? Me too. I won't get Doomsday anymore.
Are you guys excited about sent mail?
Yeah.
About sending mail? Oh, you mean the in-game thing?
Yeah.
I thought you were asking if people were posting stuff. You guys been sending cards home?
No.
No. Anyway, let's get on and see where we are at. CCP Claw, where are we with the preparations?
We're doing the tutorial.
You're doing the tutorial.
Yes, we're doing the tutorial.
They're taking it very seriously. They're getting the headsets on.
Things are definitely looking up. I see quite a few interesting ships. I was just about to say I can reveal that it's not going to be, but that would be a bit stupid because, you know, they can hear me.
Well, didn't you just like kind of sort of reveal that you're not going to reveal what it might be?
Yes. That was my revelation.
Who'd have thought they'd brought 10 Thoraxes?
CCP Claw. Are we just about good to go?
We've got both teams. Hi. We've got both teams in the arena. The cameras are just setting up now. I'm nearly good to go. Royal Killer from Muffin Munchers has got the best ship on the field. I'm gonna give you a guess at what it is. It's not a Tengu or a Proteus or a Legion.
Yay!
We like it.
Let's hear it for the Loki. Yeah! You ready, Dev Team?
Dev Team looks stressed.
So you have to target that asteroid with the mining laser. Nearly good to go.
We've got about 1 minute to go, I think. So, guys, I want you to call it.
2 days?
I want to go with the players.
Players, because of the Loki.
I'm just going with the players anyway because I just want them to win.
I'm going with the devs.
Oh.
Of course, this was a completely unbiased decision.
Yes.
Well, to counterattack you, I'm going with the players because I think they're going to win. And I've seen the setup, so. And they're doing the tutorial, so I definitely think they're going to. Yes.
I think that's the music. I think we may have the countdown.
Yep.
Here we go.
We're ready to go. Muffin Munch is good. Dev's good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
A little bit of preemptive firing there. Yeah, but looks like we've got a cap transfer race straight away between the 3 Proteus and, looks like they're instantly getting pounded.
Well, there we go.
Oh dear.
Mindstar there taking the primary fire.
He is melting through that.
Oh, yeah! We're not biased.
That second Proteus is going down pretty damn hard.
I'm going to make an exception here and say, go Tengus!
You can only field Tengus if you also bring a low-key, because the low-key is pure win.
Destruction.
There we go.
Excellent.
Oh, it's going so quickly.
Is that last bonus running away?
Go, go, go.
As has been stated.
Did these guys actually remember to fit the ships?
Yeah, it certainly looks like they're
Why do we even
violating
need
the
to
ULA.
commentate on this? It's over before we can even speak.
Oh my god, it's so quick and fun.
I know, 4 Ps is lasting a little bit longer than everyone else.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's running away. Go Loki.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, and you can see there the Loki is running the web subsystem. There he goes.
There we go, ladies.
Best tournament fight ever.
That was brilliant.
That was, maybe we should just call it convincing.
I don't know, we might need to take that to replays. Are we sure what happened?
Well, what, Devs, what happened? What happened? Gentlemen, where's our microphone-y thingy? Let's just bring up Mr. Mindstar here. Mindstar, what happened? That was quick.
Yeah, my ship blew up.
Yeah, that's that's probably one of the fundamental flaws in this strategy.
I think what happened was first my shield started at about 100 and then it went down to 0.
Yeah.
And then my armor was at 100 and then it went to 0. And then my structure was at 100 and then it was suddenly at 0. So I think that's usually what happens when you lose your ship.
Did you guys have any plans to...
It's not something I'm used to.
Sometimes when your shield and armor goes down to like 50, sometimes you can bring it up again.
Oh.
Did you guys plan for any of that?
Did we?
These guys suck.
No tanking.
So we actually had just to let everybody know what we had. We had 3 remote wrappers, a large entity transfer. But for the remote wrappers, you need to be actually within range. Hint, hint. Then you actually have to send drones out to do damage. Hint, hint. But to say, we actually haven't practiced, but that's no excuse. We just fucked up big time.
I just want to say that I was only following orders.
Yeah, I'll give you orders later.
Oh.
But well done, guys. Well done.
Congratulations to the player team. Stand up,
guys. Come forward. These guys are going to look like Mr. T by the end of today because they've got even more jewelry, even more bling for them. Guys, I'm very, very proud to announce that you are, in fact, the winners of the Fanfest 2009 PvP tournament and the Players versus Devs tournament. So here you go. You're very welcome. So much bling. There you go. And I believe that is it for this.
That is pretty much it.
That is it.
Yeah.
Oh, and you won the Royal Rumble. So, like, buy this guy a beer or something, or a cookie, because you appear to be good at Eve. So thank you very much, everybody, and thank you very much, and thank you to the players, to the devs, to the people that set this up, to the GMs, to the camera people, to the people back there, and for everyone watching at home, this has been the PvP tournament and the Players versus Devs tournament, and thank you, CCP Claw. We love you.
You're welcome. I love you too.
That's good. Thank you very much.